So, as somebody who makes a living as a musician, it's kind of crazy to see what's going on with AI and how quickly it's developing. Especially Suno is pretty wild. And here are my thoughts on it. I would love to know yours as well. So, I think pretty soon, in my opinion, it's not there yet where these Suno productions are at the same level of quality as something that's made by a skilled producer. I can still hear some artifacts and some things that to my ear don't sound that good, but it's getting really close. And it's going to get there because of the rate that it's been improving at is crazy. I Even a year ago there was nothing even close to what we have now, and if anything the progress will probably speed up rather than slow down. So, it's going to get there. It's going to get to the point where in a matter of a few seconds it will be able to do an excellent job at something that would traditionally cost thousands of dollars. And, on one hand, that kind of levels the playing field even more. Like, you can make the argument that when home studios like the one I'm sitting in now became feasible for the average person, that kind of gave more access to more people who didn't have to get by gatekeepers, and they were able to be creative regardless of their budget or their resources to an extent. But when the bar is you just have to be able to type in that you want a new Drake song about your dog, how far can you water it down, I guess, is what I'm wondering before it just loses all meaning and loses all value. And to me, like, I've been thinking of it a lot, and I've just been coming back to basically the reason why we all started creating. And it's you have different ties to it when it's your livelihood as well, so that's a whole other consideration. But I'm not doing this because it's an easy way to make money. It's just not, right? And there have been a ton of things, especially since the internet has been created, that have made at least the traditional ways of making money as a musician much more difficult. And then there have been other things like YouTube, for example, that have been great tools for indie musicians to be able to build audiences and make connections with people, which is kind of why I've started doing these types of videos, is to just share my thoughts as a human, because apparently now we have to, you know, qualify that. Is crazy. Like, as the lines blur between what's digital and what's human, I think what's going to happen in general is that it's going to become so oversaturated with just stuff that sounds good. It fits the bill, and maybe some of it will be on the radio, maybe some of it will be in movies, and yeah, that does take revenue away from musicians who would be getting those placements otherwise. So that sucks. And hopefully there's some regulation against that, but honestly, I don't think we can really bet on that. I don't think we can bet on regulations helping us out, or the government, or certainly not the companies. It'd be nice if there was some support that way, but ultimately, even let's say they did care, there's too many things to care about. AI is going to make an impact on every industry, not just musicians, not just writers, not just in the creative fields. So it's just developing at a rate that's probably too fast to regulate, even if they did want to, which is a whole other thing. They probably don't. So yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. But I think what's going to happen as that becomes more and more saturated, as that becomes more prominent, I think that the personal human connections with and between artists and these sort of grassroots communities they're going to become even more valuable, which is why I'm trying to share my ideas, why I'm trying to, get my music out there, not to everybody necessarily, but to people who feel a similar way, and who are trying to build a community, or at least participate in a community. And yeah, so I hope that some of you will check out some of my music. I would love to check out some of yours as well. I don't know how many views this video is gonna get. I'm not anticipating a ton, but I'll try to check out some stuff if you leave them in the comments, or you can find my email. It's not hard to find. I might even put it in the description. But anyways, yeah, it's wild what's happening. I would love to know your thoughts on that as well. And this is probably something that I'll revisit soon because it's just kind of changing all the time. But for now, those are my thoughts.